Hello Stampers, happy Friday. I hope you are having a great day and about to get your weekend on. I have got a very sweet little card to share with you today and a fun technique. So if you have never done embossing resist, I will be showing how to do that today. And just a little information while we're waiting to see if people hop on. Got to look at the new annual catalog a couple of days ago. As demonstrators, we get to see that early, and we get to order things early. So if you would like that opportunity and to have a discount, be sure to sign up and join my team. I would love to have you, and then you could order brand new products in your kit. So if you have any questions about that or are interested, please message me and we will chat about that. In the meantime, the things that will be retiring are on a last chance sale. So you can go to my shopping address here and find that last chance sale. You'll see it there. And then the things that are retiring will be there. Do keep in mind that it will show you a whole bunch of bundles that are retiring. Within those bundles, some of those stamp sets and dies are not actually leaving the catalog, but the bundle is retiring. The bundle price will be retiring. So yes, not all of the things that appear to be leaving as far as bundles are concerned are still staying in the catalog. They just will not have that bundled price. So it's still a great time to take advantage of getting that 10% off if that was something that you were wanting or had on your wish list. Okay. Another thing that's going away, which is a surprise, are the Mango Melody blends. Nothing else in the line of that color is going away, but just the blends. It's a really great color, so that's a big surprise because there's nothing else that's real close to that color. So I'm not sure why that's going away, but it will be. All right, let's get started. If you are watching this on YouTube and you are a first-time visitor to my channel, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and then the bell, and that will let you know of any future videos. And if you're watching here on Facebook, thanks so much for joining me. The set that I'm using today is the Springtime Joy. It's such a cute set. You could use this more than Easter. You can make some really sweet baby cards with this, or any kind of a card. You can make really cute birthday cards. These do not have to be just Easter images. Maybe the Easter basket, but as far as the other ones, they're not only for just Easter. And then from the Timeless Tulips, I'm going to use a couple of the sentiments out of this one. Okay, so let's get started. I'm using a couple of dies also from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I'm using the largest rectangle here with the cute scalloped edge and the stitching. And then from the Stitched with Whimsy dies, I'm using the largest rectangle. So the largest die in each one of those sets. And I'm gonna do the emboss resist part first. So I'm just going to take this die and cut this out of a piece of white here. And I'm just sticking on a couple of pieces of Post-it tape because I don't want my die to slip off the paper when it's going through the machine. So I'm just going to cut this and I will be right back. I think I need to clean my plates off of on my machine because I get little pieces of paper slivers there. Okay. Now I'm just going to bring my craft mat in. And I've got some washi tape over here. And I'm going to tape that paper down because I want to leave the border, that cute scalloped border edge, I want to leave that white. So I'm going to cover it up with the washi tape. Oops. So that I don't, when I get to the part of inking, that I won't get it on that edge. There we go. Okay, so from the stamp set here, I'm going to use these two little flowers and the butterfly, and I already have those put on blocks. And I'm also going to use my Versamark because I'm going to be embossing. So this is a nice sticky ink that will stay wet and allow me to get the powder on there to emboss with. So I'm just creating a background, so I'm going to be random stamping, and unless the light hits just right, you probably won't even see my stamping here because I'm putting clear ink down onto white paper. So I have to kind of scooch around and stuff just to see where I've stamped, because I also don't want to overlap I don't want to overlap my stamp images. And really, especially since I just put lotion on my hands, I should have ran my powder over my paper so that my ink won't stick where I don't want it to. But I've already started stamping, so we're just going to go with it and hope for the best. Okay, let me tilt this up a little bit so I can see my images. All right. Okay, I'm probably going to have to keep moving my paper here so I can see where I've stamped. And I'm also turning my stamp so that they'll be all in different directions. Okay, and now I'm going to do the butterfly. The butterfly, I'm not going to be turning it so that it's upside down. I'll turn it so it's kind of flittering different ways, but I kind of want to leave the butterfly right side up, just because. And I think one more and we are good. Okay. I'm going to try and leave my, see if this will work, I'm not sure. Leave my washi tape on there. Because I'm going to want that on there when I go to do my inking. Okay, let me get my little paintbrush because I can see where, and I'm sure that's where probably I left a fingerprint, where the embossing powder is sticking a bit. And like I said, I should have went over that with my little powder thing. And I wouldn't have that problem. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, it's gonna get just a little bit noisy while I turn on my heat tool here. Just check that and see if it looks like, nope, I've missed a couple spots there in the middle. All right, I think we're set. So I will just stick this back down. And now I have my blending brushes sitting here, and I'm just going to do some inking. So I'm going to start with, do I want to start with this? Maybe I will start with Daffodil Delight. So I'm just going to use some pretty spring colors here. I'm just going to bring my inky towel in here so I can wipe my brush off when I'm done. So I'm just going to go at this with a little bit of a light touch because I don't want my colors overly bright. I'm just going to move around to a few different spots here. Okay, if you're just joining me, I am doing embossed resist technique. So I've already stamped and embossed with clear onto my white paper, and now I am just putting some ink on with my blending brushes. Hi, Pat. Okay, so now this color is Granny Apple Green, and again, I'm just going in with a light touch because I want my color to be a little more on the pastel instead of really bright. And you can always go back and add more color so that it's what you want it to be. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that for those colors. And then my towel is just a microfiber cloth that I am wiping my brushes off with. Okay, now I'm going to come in with Melon Mambo. And this is a pretty intense color, so you really want to make sure that you are coming in light, really light with it, because even a light touch adds a lot of color in. And I can go back over where I put some of my yellow to begin with, and it will give it a nice peachy shade there. You can see that up there, that's pretty. All right, the last color I'm going to put on is Highland Heather. You want your color to be bold enough, even though I'm doing pastel, you want it to be bold enough that when we go back in and wipe off the color from the embossed images that they show up. And you can already see them peeking through. Okay, I think that is good. All right, so now we have the color on. before I remove the washi tape, I'm going to do a couple of things. First, I'm going to take a wipe and get all that ink off of my my craft mat, because I don't want to accidentally pick that ink up and get it where I don't want it. And then I've got a tissue here. I am just going to, maybe I should do it first. I'm going to wipe off the top of my card, and you will see that that the images pop even more than what you can see already, because it's cleaning that ink off of the embossing and allowing the white card to show from underneath, because we put clear embossing powder on there. So the white that you're seeing is actually the white card underneath. Okay, so now we can pull off the washi tape. And I want to do it carefully because I don't want to accidentally peel up any of my cardstock underneath. And it shouldn't, because washi's a pretty low tack tape, but you know, sometimes it can grab a hold a little stronger than you thought it did. Okay, come on. There we go. And let me see if I can get this last little bit off here, because I would not be a happy camper if I couldn't. There we go. All right, so there is what it looks like. And I can get rid of this because I'm not going to be needing this on here any longer. Actually, I want to get my embossing powder put back in the jar so that I don't have some sort of a accident with that. Definitely don't need embossing powder all over my desk or floor. There we go. Okay, now then, I've got a scrap of white here, and I have the cute image of the Easter basket and the little chick. And I'm going to stamp those with my black memento. This set is currently available in the, not the annual catalog, in the oh my goodness. The mini catalog. I couldn't get it out. It's currently available in the mini catalog, or you can find it online there at my shopping site. But it's it will be going away the end of June. All right, so now I've got a multitude of blends over here to color all these blends that I've got to color these two little images. It's just silly. Okay, so yeah, it looks like a lot. I have the bronze, and is this ivory? So bronze and ivory actually come together as a pair if you buy blends. When you buy blends, you always get a light and dark version. Like this is the Granny Apple Green, so you're going to get both markers. And what I like about that is it takes all the guesswork out. But when it comes to these two colors, they're just like extra colors, and they are great for different things, and so these two come together in a package. And I am going to color the basket here with the ivory. Thought it was kind of a good basket color. Of course, a basket can be any color that you want it to be, but I kind of wanted it to be basket color, you know. And then I'm just going to come in with the bronze and do a little bit of shading. Nothing fancy. Just kind of where the handle twists together there, and where you think there might be shadows. And then I will bring the ivory back in and just blend that out. I'm going to use the other tip. All right. There is not a die set for this stamp set, so I will just quickly be cutting these images out. Now I had pulled out my color lifter, but in this case it left, I think, enough highlights on there that I don't really need to go back in and lift any of the color off. I think that worked out pretty good actually. So now let's see, I'm going to use the Highland Heather. So I'm kind of sticking mostly with colors that I used in the background of the piece that we did the embossing resist there on. And let's see, I'm going to color these eggs. This is probably the only Easter egg coloring I will do. Not any real eggs. Unless I just want to do it for my husband and I. All right, there's that color. And let's do, this wasn't in the background, but I'm going to do some balmy blue. Gotta have a blue egg. I always liked coloring Easter eggs. And then we'll do a green one. So I've got the granny apple green. And then we are going to do a pink one with the Flirty Flamingo. Cute. Okay, so now I'm going to color this little chick up. So I've got the light and dark So Saffron, because I want my little chick to be yellow. Okay, and for his little beak, I've got light pumpkin pie. Just the right color. And then I am using the light Flirty Flamingo here, and I'm going to just give this chick some cute rosy cheeks. Just gives that little bit of personality, I think. And then I'm going to come back in with my white gel pen, and we're going to give it some little white freckles there. Too cute. Okay, so there is the coloring. All right, so now I am going to, let me just set my mat aside here for a second. And I've got a self-healing mat down here. And I have, this is a Fiskars craft knife or X-Acto, whatever you want to call it. I really love this one. I have several different ones, just, you know, like the let me grab one here. Well, where's my blue one? So these are like, you know, just the typical ones, but this one where you put your finger in, it gives you a whole lot more control, and it's just easy to grip, and I'm pretty sure they're still available. I've had mine for a number of years now, but I just really, really like it. I did not want to leave this white area in the inside here. So out it goes. And probably if there was a die set for this, the die would have cut that area away. But there's not, so I'm doing it. There we go. just going to quickly cut this out. I'm leaving just a slight little white edge. Some people like to have it cut right down onto the outline. And sometimes I do, it just depends on what I'm doing, but I'm leaving just a little bit of the white edge. And now for the little chickie. I always find if you get rid of the excess paper, it just makes it a little bit easier, especially when you're cutting around little tiny images. It's easier to not have the bulk of that excess paper in the way. And you always want to turn your paper and not your scissors. It just makes it much easier and smoother, I think. Almost done with this little guy. Oh, it's so tiny I can't even keep a hold of it. Of course, my fingernails are getting a little bit too long. Just wanted a little bit of that white gone. There we go. Okay, there is that. And then I've got another little piece here that I'm going to stamp the greeting on. And I'm going to be using that hello there. And I am going to stamp that with, let's see here. I'm going to stamp that with So Saffron. I guess while I have that out, I can go ahead and stamp the inside message because I'm stamping it in the same color. Happy Easter, happy spring, happy, happy everything. And then I'm going to bring that cute little butterfly back in. And let me just wipe the ink off of that because it still has that Versamark on, which really wouldn't hurt anything, but I'm just going to wipe it off anyway. And I'm going to stamp the butterfly in my black memento, just for a little something something on the inside here. There we go. Put a little color on this butterfly. we go. Okay, that will be on the inside of our card here, and I can go ahead and put that in. I have a So Saffron card base here, so that was cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Or I'm sorry, just the opposite of that. So yeah, 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I did say it right. And then I've just got this inside piece cut at 1/4 inch smaller all the way around. All right, we can bring all of our parts and pieces here together. I do need to cut that out, so let me get in here to the Stitch So Sweetly dies again. And I'm just going to use this smallest rectangle here. And we will cut that out. It will be so cute cut out with that die. And I'm just going to run this quickly through my machine. All right, now I think we are ready. Oh, I forgot one other thing. I forgot our wonky stitching. Well, it's whimsical. Let's see, is that what it's called? Stitched with Whimsy. That just makes the whole front of the card. Okay, let me run this through the machine real quick. There we go, and it just cuts that fun stitching into the front of the card there. And I put, since I had already put this on, I put a piece of paper, just text weight paper over it so it wouldn't pick up any of the cut marks or anything from the plates of my machine. Okay, now then, now I think we can get going. All right, so I have some white grosgrain ribbon here. This was from my stash, but it was from the Sending Love ribbon combo pack that I think this was in the holiday catalog. So if you got some of that, then that is the ribbon I'm using. It is about, it's like 1/4 inch size white. You can use whatever ribbon you have in your stash. So I'm just going to put a little adhesive here on the back of my embossed piece to catch the ribbon. And I'm putting it about, oh, it's probably about 1.5 inches down maybe. So I'm just wrapping it around so that adhesive on the back catches it. And let me just cut that. There we go. Okay, I am going to put dimensionals on the back there. And I'm going to use up some of my scrap pieces. I always like to make good use of those. Some more here. May as well use up all these pieces before I get a new package out. There we go. Okay, I think I got it all. And then this is just going to get centered onto the front here as best as I can. I've got my little, let me see, do I have any more pieces of scrap? Oh, those are bigger. Maybe just a little bit on the handle. Right up here. It'll just kind of help. I don't want it to show though. So I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. I didn't on my sample, so we'll just leave it. Okay, how much of this can I put on that little guy? Stick it right in the middle. There we go. Actually, will that work? I might need to cut some of that off because I only want it on the one side because he's going to overlap the basket a little bit. That'll work. Okay. So the basket's going to go right down here in the corner. And I'm going to put just a touch of liquid glue right here along the edge, just to hold that chick down onto the basket, because that way then hopefully the recipient wouldn't like catch their finger on it and rip it up. So there is that, so cute. And the hello is going to go up here. And then we're going to make a bow. Cute little double bow. I will stick that on with some glue dots. Hey Rosie Posey, thanks for joining me. It's kind of quiet today. Kind of quiet. Okay, this is just going to go on right here. And then of course we've got to have some bling. So I just have the Noble Peacock rhinestones. I think we'll put the green ones on this one. There we go. I felt that rhinestone pop right off of there. See if I can get it flipped back over and stuck back on. There we go. Okay, here is the finished card and the inside. Happy Easter, happy spring, happy, happy everything. And here is the first one. The first one's got a little different color going on in the background than the one today. And I put the pink rhinestones on it. So that's about the only difference in the two cards. This one, oh, I colored the butterfly just a little bit different on the inside. But other than that, the same cards. This one might have a little bit more vibrant background than the one today. But I think they both turned out pretty cute. All right. So if you haven't ever tried the embossing resist technique, it's super easy. I hope you'll give it a try. Thanks, Rosie. And it's also very fun. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to message me. And I will be back on Tuesday at 5 over on my YouTube channel there, which is also JannaStamps. So hope to see you over there. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Do something fun and happy stamping. Bye-bye.